Good morning, my people. Top of the top. It is Friday, September 19th, and I want to thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him all things is possible. Top of the top to everybody out there moving in the streets. Safe travels. Going to work, going to school, going to court, doctor's appointments. You might be going on vacation. You might be coming from vacation. You might just be taking a simple walk or coming back from a simple walk, run. I don't care where it is, going to the store, wherever you're doing, wherever you at. Just be safe and be aware of your surroundings. I hope everybody's feeling blessed and appreciated and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with him all things is possible. Friday, y'all. Yes, yes, yes. Happy Friday. Thank God it is Friday. I always love when these days come around, but it seemed like before you know it, Monday's right back here. Sometimes it's kind of hard to enjoy these days because even when you have off or you have nothing going on, there's always something for you to attend to. That's just how life is set up. I hope everybody's feeling blessed, thankful, and appreciated for seeing another day. And once again, knowing with Him all things is possible. So yesterday, I went off to the Barclays Center for the Danny Garcia and Danny Gonzalez press conference, which it was dope. First press conference I had been to probably since Fatal Fury with William Skull and Canelo. It was the last. Excuse me, take that back. I'm tripping. June, June. I'm tripping. I forgot I had went to Richard Hitchens and George Kambosos. I forgot I went to that. So let me take that back. That's June. Still been a little minute. 3 months ago. So that was the last one that I actually had attended to. It might have been May, matter of fact. I don't know if that was June. That might have been May. So it might be to probably be around the same. Any way you look at it, it was around that time. So that was the last time for me. So it felt good being in the Barclays Center yesterday. It felt good seeing some boxing coming back to the Barclays Center. It might not be the fight that y'all want. It might not be the fighter you want, but who cares what y'all want? You know, it is what it is. The Barclays Center's been starving for some boxing. At least I would like to think to say maybe they haven't been starving, but we've been starving for some boxing back at the Barclay. So now that we got some boxing back at the Barclay, it's good. And shout outs to everybody who's fighting on that card for October 18th at the Barclay. Shout outs to all you guys. D Love, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Welcome. I can't give you a. Can I? All right, I think I can. Yeah, I can on here. I can't do it on StreamYard. I can do it on here. Good. Good morning. Good morning. Smash that like button on your way in. So to see some boxing back at the Barclay Center is great. It is great. I'm thankful for it. Everybody who's on the card, shout outs to y'all October 18th. I can't wait. Get your tickets. If you're in the New York area, pull up. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of people because, like I said, man, there haven't been any boxing at the Barclay in a minute. The last press conference we probably had at the Barclay was Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. So yeah, you made it finally. Thank you. So yeah, Tank Davis and Lamar Roach was the last press conference we had. Probably that was, I believe, shit. I don't even think that was this year. I think that was 2024. I believe about December 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they fought what March 1st. So yeah, that was the last time that we had that. So shouts to everybody. Um, And shouts to everybody who's fighting tonight. We got live action tonight at Sony Hall. If you've never been in New York, Sony Hall is a dope venue. One of the popular venue, in New York. Um, Boxer Insider. Shouts to everybody who's fighting tonight on that card. Um, and we also got amateur boxing tonight at Church Street Boxing, and we got it tomorrow at Gleason's. So we got boxing pretty much. You know, if you're in New York and you're visiting, or you're in New York and you're saying I want to see some boxing, just because you are not familiar with who you're watching does not mean that it's not real boxing. You know, if you want to see some amateurs, get on down to Church Street Boxing Club. If you can't make tonight, make tomorrow to go to Gleason's. And if you just happen to be strolling through Manhattan, hey, I just got to the city. I need something to do tonight. I have no plans. I want to see some boxing. Well, get on down to Sony Hall, Boxing Insider. Shouts to everybody who's on that. Let's get into it though, all right? Let's get into this talk. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Okay, please. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't pay attention to the Cash App. You don't have to touch that. That's for people who want to support. So I don't need nobody getting intimidated when they see the Cash App. Oh God, I don't want to send nothing. Even though y'all go to somebody else's channel that ain't talking about nothing, and you'll hit them over there. But it's okay. You have a right to do what you do. But make sure y'all tell people about this is one of the dopest places to come for a morning chop up. All right. So the other day, yesterday, I talked about being accountable for our actions. That was the word of the day. And have you guys ever had it where you've done stuff for people and you don't get the same thing in return? And sometimes when people see you and they don't know what be wrong with you, but you know it's wrong, and you're just not with the shaking and faking. I said it in one of my pictures yesterday that, you know, if you go to my Instagram, I took this picture at the Barclay where I'm holding up this water, and I was supposed to have tagged the whatever the water place is. I was supposed to tag them in it, and I didn't. But I sat there and said, I smile even when I don't feel like it. Do we find ourselves smiling a lot even when we don't feel like it? Has everybody had a moment where they smile and they just don't feel like it? And that could be dangerous, to always smile when you don't feel like it. And it's not like you're acting like nothing's wrong, but that's the only way that you're gonna make it, is sometimes you just gotta smile through stuff that you don't want to smile through. I find myself doing that a lot, and then I find myself lashing out, um, which I'm letting my feelings, or I'm letting the people get the best of me. And that could be scary sometimes, to let your feelings get the best of you, where you lash out. You might turn on your loved ones. You go to work, you're pissed. You already don't like your job. You don't like the employees. You don't like the boss. You don't like the supervisor. So now you're looking for reasons to crash out. Smash that like button when y'all come in. Good morning. Happy Friday. And please, before y'all come in here saying anything stupid, please at least say good morning. Some of y'all just walk in here and don't even say that. Say good morning. This ain't one of those channels. So, and it becomes a thing where your feelings starts messing with your mental. What's going on, Stephen L. Mack, my brother? Your feelings start messing with your mental, where you start to think something is wrong with you. You start to question you and question everything around you. And that could be scary. Y'all ever had a time where y'all ask yourself, do you belong here? Were you meant to be here? Why am I here? Maybe nobody's ever asked that. Might just be me, right? Even at a job, you ever ask yourself, like, what am I doing here? Or it's meant for me to be here, but why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? What's making me feel like that? Because, for a man, mental health and depression is serious. Good day. It's I've been in those situations where I'm still in those situations where I question if I belong. The word of the day is belong. Do we feel like we belong? Now you go, depends on what you're talking about. Doesn't matter what I'm talking about, rather if it's life, a job, a relationship, a position. Do you feel like you belong? And if not, what is keeping you from feeling like you belong? Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, love. But sometimes I get the I don't belong feelings. Now that could be something I'm going through personally. It could be my mental. But sometimes I get into this I don't belong stage where sometimes I have to snap out of it and go, you do belong and you are necessary and you are appreciated and you are welcomed. Rather if people are making you feel like that or not. But sometimes we let other people's feelings determine how we feel when that's the wrong way to think. We let people determine if we belong or not, if we're good enough to do this. Hey man, he's okay on YouTube. He alright. I'm too crazy about him. He alright. He a funny style dude. Yeah, watch out for him. We hear these rumors and we hear these talks going around, and then we wondering why we have 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 people talking about us. Damn, what did I do for these people to talk about me? Do I belong? Am I rubbing am I rubbing people the wrong way? Am I burning bridges before I even get a chance to cross them? People will make you feel like you don't belong. Yeah, you got to move around. That's the word of the day, belong. How many of y'all feel like you don't belong? And for the ones who feel like they don't belong, how do you cope with it? What do you do? See, because a lot of us, before we go get help, we're trying to medicate the problem. We're trying to fix it by drinking and drugs, getting high, and we thinking that's going to ease the pain or take away what we go through, and we don't realize if we get a chance to come down off that high, that the problem is still there. Josh Sanders, my brother, what up? We'll medicate ourselves with like, you know what? I feel like I don't belong. So hell, if I sit here and I take all these drugs, and let's just say if something does happen to me, who's gonna give a damn? Because I never belonged in the first place. I was at the press conference yesterday. Somebody had asked Danny Garcia about his mental health, about the mental and everything that he was going through. Sometimes when you got 100 people around you, you got 100 people telling you that you're great, that you this and that. As much as we all like to hear that, we get overwhelmed because we're responsible for so many people. And then on top of that, you want to please everybody. You don't want to say no to nobody. But then I stay respectfully because it's my stress reliever. looking at the sky on the beach. That's a fact, Josh. We need that. So you want to please everybody, but the one thing you don't want to do is be a disappointment to anybody. So the minute that you tell everybody no, you get to see people for what they are. You get to see their true colors. And no matter how much you did for them, you get to see their true colors. And you go, shit, wow. Well, I'm glad I saw that now. You start to ask yourself, even being a guy or a woman with $100 million, do I belong? Because don't think having all that money puts you in a safe place. You got trillionaires and billionaires that's still not happy, and any day they could wake up and that could be their last day. Any moment, right? So what is it in life? The question is, what is it in life that can make somebody feel like they don't belong? I mean, a lot of us can say, I don't give a shit. That's an easy way to rub it off, to ignore what's really going on. Yeah. So what is it? Let me get you right now, love. Hold on. What is it that can make us feel like that? Because like I said, we all, man, I don't care about that. I don't give a shit about what nobody say. It's easy to say that for the moment until you get alone. And when you get alone and you start thinking about all of it, too much is on your brain, because, our brains can only take so much. So when you're thinking about too much and you're doing too much, mentally and physically, that can break you down. So everything that you thought you were strong enough to deal with and thought you were strong enough to take is slowly breaking you down. You don't see it, but everybody else does. And that's difficult. Um, I would say, for me, I think that was mentioned yesterday at the press conference too, about trauma. Trauma, that happens. That happens. Issues, and let's just say if you didn't have any of that as a child, but all of a sudden, you growing up, because like I said, being a child is a little much easier than being a grown ass adult, because you can't see the world for what it is when you're a child, because you're a child. You think you got all the time in the world, but when you hit a certain age, you see the world for what it really is. And the shit that you were used to getting away with when you were 17, 18, you ain't gonna get away with it when you're 30 or 35 and older. It's so much easier when you're a child, because you have no worries. You're doing what a child's supposed to do. So now when you get to a certain age, you go, damn, I get to be 35 years old and this shit ain't never happened to me. Why is this happening now? Well, welcome to the real world, because nobody ever said that life was going to be peaches and cream. Nobody ever said it. I always tell you this. It doesn't matter if you have $0, if you got 100 million. At some point, you are going to feel like, do I belong? Besides something I might have went through as a child, or something I went through as an adult, or whatever. What could make you, what is making me or anybody else feel like that? And some of us try to do a good job by blocking those feelings, because we want to be all tough, especially us men. You men kill me. You men kill me, right? We can be on these YouTube streets barking at each other, calling each other the N-word all day, talking about each other's dead relatives, disrespecting each other and all that, right? I think a lot of y'all personally do that because you got something going on with y'all. You won't speak about it because it ain't nobody business. You want to just show that you this big man, but deep down inside, you're going through something. You think a man can't cry? I went through something twice already, just recently, where I didn't know what was going on. My mental took a left. I didn't know. I couldn't even explain to my wife what the fuck was wrong with me. My mental took a left. You know how hard it is to go through something and you can't explain to somebody what's wrong? That's damn near like telling the police, the last time I see my child, they went to school. What was they wearing? I don't know. I didn't pay attention. All I know, they said, hey, I'll see you later, mom, and walked out the door. That child ain't never returned home after school. That's damn near what that feeling like. You can't explain much. You can't explain anything. My mental was so far out there. If you told me to go look for it, I would have gave up. Because I didn't know what was wrong. All you guys that want to walk around and play this tough role, acting like nothing is wrong with you. I'm K, I'm a G, I'm a gangster. I'm a big dog, I'm a big homie. No, you not. My mama pregnant in middle school. I was sweating so bad in places I ain't know. Yeah. I mean, shit, yeah. Yeah. We got to get out this comfortability of, yeah, we have to get out this comfortability of, because we men, so we ain't supposed to feel like this. I don't know who the hell told you that or who been lying to you. At some, yeah, at some point in life, of course, y'all. At some point in life, I get scared sometime. I get scared a lot, y'all. And I ain't talking about as far as somebody on the streets. I get some scared sometime because I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the goddamn day sometime. Sometimes I'm afraid of No Doug Zone maybe not doing as good as it should be doing. And I'm like, well, this is what I want to take care of my wife with for the rest of my life, is right here. Not being a YouTuber. Forget that part. So I need No Doug Zone to be a multi-million-dollar company somewhere where I'm wealthy, where God forbid if I passed away, if I'm not here, I need my wife to be okay and not want for nothing. And she ain't got to ask nobody for a goddamn dollar. Because you know the first thing they going to say, Josh? He did all that podcasting. And he didn't leave her nothing. Yeah, love is just real. Sometimes I got to think like that. Not saying I'm going to do something to myself, but I'm just saying, you don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know. Y'all know how hard it is to be on welfare and you have to wait every month for that particular day to pick up on your damn card. And then if you don't have nothing, it ain't nothing you can do because you're waiting to pick up on the 5th or the 12th. That shit is difficult when you ain't got nothing, man. That shit hard. But everybody look at you. They look at their Facebook pages. They look at Instagram. They see you smiling and they think everything's okay. But deep down inside, they don't know what you feeling. D-Free, what up? You understand what I'm saying, love? That shit is hard, love. It's hard. It's hard enough being a black man, but god damn it. There's nobody that should have to go around this world asking themselves if they belong. Because once you start asking yourself, do you belong? That might be you might have a problem. Depends on what you're talking about. See, you could easily ask yourself, do I belong at this job? And if you don't feel like you do, you can always up and leave. But if you ever have to ask yourself, do you belong in life? That might be a problem. You're going to have to find a way to fix that. Because once your mental start getting the best of you, you're only a couple of steps away from exiting out. Because you know the devil works 24/7. And it's not his job to see you here. It's not his job to see you happy. It's not his job to see none of us happy. successful. Yeah, God gives us stuff and he can take it away from us, but the devil don't even want to see you in that position, period. God wants to see us in that position, but if we take advantage of it, he will take it away from us. Certain things he do, he is responsible for that he will make happen. Y'all don't believe that. The word of the day is belong. Don't sit there and tell me that y'all don't never feel like that or never felt like that. There's relationships that we've been in that we felt like we didn't belong. Okay, I got you, Free. We've been in relationships where we have liked somebody, but because how their family judged us from either how we dressed or what we looked or what we did for a living, we felt like at some point we didn't belong. We felt like we didn't belong, and we like, fuck, I really like this girl, but a family doing a little too much. We've went to jobs where we felt like we didn't belong. Supervisor talking about you, the so-called people you thought you were cool with talking about you. You in these YouTube streets, people you thought was cool with you, talk about you. Your next door neighbor that sit there wave at you every morning, phony as hell. You moved into a whole new neighborhood, and after a while, you like, damn. I know you can't worry about that, but the question is for some people that it bothers them. If this doesn't bother you, then don't worry about it. It ain't for you. But for the people that bothers them, they ask themselves, damn, do I belong? You don't want to catch yourself asking too many of those questions because it can lead you somewhere where you don't want to be. Yeah, you have to be careful with that word belong. Because sometimes that word belong can be very uncomfortable, depends on what you're using it for. Nobody ever wants to find themselves in a situation where they don't belong. It's scary. And it might be something that you can never recover from. Put it like this, right? You'll never go to a neighborhood where you know you don't belong. Why am I here? I got no business here. I know nobody likes me here, or even if I have no issue with nobody, I know what type of neighborhood this is. It's shootings over here 24/7. There's gang members. What the hell am I doing over here? I don't belong here. Something different. We all belong here, Josh. Yes, but there's going to be some people that's not waking up saying I belong here. And like Love said, some things happened when you were younger that traumatized you, or you got older and you saw some shit that you never recovered from. Because sometimes a lot of us don't go through something until we get older. Because, like I said, it's easy when you're a child for some people, not everybody, because some kids had it bad. They had it real rough when they were young. I went to school with some people that just never recovered from what happened to them when they were 12 years old. But now they're in a position to help people so they won't be out here bugging out. But not belonging is the scariest thing in the world. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Josh. Doing this right here, Josh, I'd say this a lot of times. Love might have never heard me say this on Underrated Show. Doing this right here has become my therapy. I get to talk to y'all. Y'all don't have to be up 8 o'clock in the morning listening to me. For some of y'all, for where y'all live, y'all about 2-3 hours behind New York. Y'all don't have to be up listening to me. Y'all don't have to be. So the people who go out their way to do it, this is why I'm always thanking y'all when I do my YouTube shorts. I know y'all might get tired of hearing it, but I have to keep thanking y'all, man, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what to do. I need somebody to talk to sometime. I'm human. I go through shit. You might see me yelling and you might see me getting out of, when you see me speaking, you hear me raise my voice, I'm speaking from passion because I'm passionate about things. Tay, what's going on, my Long Island sister? I'm passionate about things. Being on here has became my therapy. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Before I go lay up on somebody's couch telling them my issues, I'm coming over here to talk to y'all. You know why? I want somebody to ask me, why would you come over here, McLean, instead of going to get professional help? Somebody ask me why, and I can hit you with an answer. I'm not going to answer until y'all ask me why. Ask me why I come over here. Because I got the perfect answer for that. If you ask me why I won't get professional help, I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why. And I don't know if this is going to make sense. I'm up here talking with y'all right now, but I'm acting like everything is good in my life. I'm not explaining nothing. I'm not telling nobody nothing. Everything, right? Everything's good. Hey, everything's good with No Doug Zone. He's good. He's good. Meanwhile, behind scenes, I'm going to get help for something that I'm going through and I'm about to crash out. And the help that I'm getting is not working. And then something ends up happening to me. You know what y'all gonna say? We didn't know what he was going through because he never talked to us about it. He never called to speak to us about it. So we didn't know. We didn't know what he was going through. So he was going to get help all this time and we didn't know. He never talked to us about it. I'd rather share my information with y'all because you guys are family. That person that I'm going to see one-on-one, they ain't nothing to me. And besides, I have a mentor I go see about my problems. So that's another reason why I don't go see a counselor. I actually have a mentor. Shout out to my brother Omar Branch. But other than that, I talk to you guys. Because if something ever happened, you're gonna say he never said anything. He never talked to us. So now everybody's shocked. Did you hear what happened to Clarence? Well, I didn't know. He was coming up here every day. He was doing the morning chop-ups. He was doing the boxing. We didn't know. He never said anything. And a lot of people are doing that. Oh, I didn't want to worry. I didn't want to worry you guys. I didn't want to worry you with my worries. But here it is. They're going to tell somebody. They got to pay them to tell them their problems. That same person that you paying to tell them your problems, they got problems they damn self. While you sitting telling them your problems, they can't even focus on what you telling them because that person that they hired to cut their grass is screwing their wife. Being a counselor doesn't mean your life is. I'm just saying, love. I'm not telling nobody to not go get help. I'm not telling. I'm not in no position to tell people not to go get help. I have no right. I'm just saying, for me, you guys are family. I'm gonna talk to y'all. Because God forbid something happened, y'all gonna say he didn't say shit to us. He never called us. We didn't know. We thought everything was Gucci with him. So before I go to them, I'm gonna talk to y'all. At any time you feel like you don't belong, yo, for real. I'm saying, love, for real. You sitting here talking to this woman, and the person that she hired to clean her house because she ain't there, her husband beating her down. Old little fresh little 26-year-old you done hired to clean your house. Your husband 50 years old, he taking her down. I'm not being funny, I'm being real. Because you know, with that job, you have to spend a lot of time talking to people. So you're not going to be home all the time. And by the time you get home, you're tired because you done had sections, different sessions of talking to people. So that attention that you're not giving that person at home, oh, eventually it's going to go down somewhere else. So, what's the best thing to do when you feel like you don't belong? For all my, I feel like I don't belong longers. Forget all of y'all that don't want to address what you got going on. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm completely fine. I'm living my best life. Okay, and if you are, congratulations. Congratulations. I hope you continue to live your life. But for the ones that feel like I just don't belong, maybe not in my job, maybe not in my relationship, but maybe not in life. See, because I can deal with you feeling like you don't, but yeah, I can understand if you feel like you don't belong in a relationship, if you feel like you don't belong at this job, you may feel like you don't belong in this neighborhood because of your sex, religion. Okay, but when you feel like you don't belong in life, that might be a problem. Or when you just feel like you don't belong, period, you gotta find a way to change that. But if you feel like you don't belong in life, that might be a problem. Because it ain't nothing that's going on in that world, in this world, where you should feel like that. And if you do, please seek help. You see, one thing about me, my channel's way bigger than boxing. Because we got a bigger fight going on than boxing. Mental health is I've spoke about this in the past. Mental health is at an all-time high. Depression is at an all-time high. Suicide is at an all-time high. Not knowing who we are is at an all-time high. Yeah, you might know your first and last name, but do you know who you are? Sometimes I have to remind myself who the fuck I am. Because I wake up some days confused as shit. Half of the time, I don't know if I'm coming or going. And then I have to come back down to reality. Because I'm stuck with this question in my mind of, do you belong? Everything that's been going wrong for you, do you belong? You know how scary it is to not know if you're coming or going? Scary. Yeah, yeah. It's scary. So all you men out there that's not trying to address it, you're acting like ain't nothing wrong and you Gucci and I ain't got no problems. Hey, all right, cool. If you don't, you don't, right? I can't tell you that you got a problem. I can't tell you that there's something wrong with you because people are good at putting up a front. But how long can you keep fronting like nothing's wrong? How long can you keep acting like, hey man, I'm just, hey man, everything Gucci, man. I don't need nobody to go talk to. Oh, my job is fine. It's great. My marriage is excellent. I screw my wife 7 days a week. Life is great. The job is great. The neighborhood I live in is amazing. I got some of the best friends in the world. I'm living my best life. Well, if you got that, that's cool. That's cool. And I'm happy. But what about the people? What about the people who don't feel like that? Who used to maybe feel like that? And at some point, they lost it all for whatever reason. It's like I told you, man, you can take care of people all you want. You say no to somebody or you don't do what you used to do for people, they'll make you seem like you're the worst person in the world. Start making you feel like you don't belong. Y'all ever came around family and they just was funny as shit? You like, wait a minute, I don't even like this is supposed to be my family. I feel like I don't even belong in this damn house. It's Thanksgiving. Y'all acting wild funny around me. I don't have to be here. You know, your family always got that one house that you go sit in alone. You go sit in that one room alone, and you like everybody else is out here. Why are you in this room? Because I'm not feeling nobody right now. I'm not feeling nobody right now. I'm getting crazy looks. I feel like people whispering. What's the problem? I don't belong here. You got that one girl in your family who got pregnant at 14, and steady people trying to comfort her. She's 14 and she's pregnant. Instead of you trying to comfort her, y'all all sitting in there talking about her ass. Now, what kind of nonsense is that? Yeah, yeah, Josh, that part. Instead of you saying, all right, little mama, we gonna get through this. Y'all want to sit in there and talk about it. Now she goes in the room and goes sit alone. She feel like she don't belong. Everybody's judging her. The one kid who dropped out of high school, for whatever reason, he comes around here. Look at him, fucking dropout. He ain't gonna want to do that. Now he want to go outside and sit on the porch or stand in front of the building. Why are you standing out here? Everybody's inside. Why the hell would I want to be inside and everybody looking at me? Everybody's judging me because I want to go get my GED. So I dropped out of school. So now I gotta have everybody looking at me crazy. Sometimes you'll make somebody feel like they don't belong. I'm talking to some of you parents. I'm talking to people in general. What gives you the right to make people feel like they don't belong? Yeah, they are. Let me tell you something, Josh. I got a lot of my dudes that dropped out of school and they make more than any teacher that we ever had in school. That's a fact. I had one of my homies drop out of school in the 7th grade, but that's because he hit the streets. He had to. His father left. He had to hit the streets. His mother, he hit the streets at an early age. But now my man got construction company. He got 3 of them. 3 of them. 3 construction. I mean, he went back to school eventually. He make more money than any teacher than we done had. Why is it okay to make people feel like they don't belong? What gives you the right? Oh yeah, Josh, he comes back to New York. Um, when he comes back though, he does for the neighborhood and then he gets out of here. You know, he don't stay long because everybody's not happy for your success. And that's another thing. When people not are happy for your accomplishments and your success, if you're not strong minded, you'll ask yourself, do I belong? No, you don't belong here. You take your ass back home. That's what I do. I'm not going somewhere where I feel like I don't belong. I can't. My mental won't allow me. My mental won't allow me. We have to let these youngsters know, these young kids coming up, for the ones that's doing right. A king, a queen. I'm gonna let you know right now, if your own parents ain't telling you, even if the teacher not telling you, a family member ain't telling you, you belong. You belong. You belong, king and queen. So your father wants you to go off to play in the NBA, but you decide you want to go fly planes. You don't never let your parents or anybody make you feel like you don't belong. Because you know, parents, when they look at their kids and see that they got talent, the first thing they start looking at them is money. You start looking at your kids as a dollar sign. Study looking at it as, hey, he's off the streets, he's not gang banging, he's not doing any of that. So if he wants to go fly planes over going to play in the NBA, what gives you the right to tell him that, hey, I'm gonna disown you? Seafood, what's up? Your child ain't standing on no street corner. Your child ain't gang banging. You're supposed to be the number one people in the world that makes your child feel like they belong because you are the parent. Hey son, hey daughter, whatever it is that you want to do, I'll support it As long as you are not on these streets, because we know these streets are not loyal to anybody. And these streets will let you know you don't belong. The streets will make you feel like you belong. And then at some point, the streets are it's gonna take a turn for the worse. The word of the day is belong. And I have to deal with that all the time. Sometimes I sit back when I'm not online with you guys and I think about how No Duck Zone's going. I think about how my marriage is going. I think about a lot of shit I did from the time I was a shorty. I think about when I lost custody of my kids because of something that their mother did. I start thinking about a lot of stuff and then I question myself at the time. I go, do I belong? Why did this happen to me? Did I miss a warning sign? Did I walk past something? Did God tell me to look out for something and maybe I didn't see what he told me to look out for? Or did I walk past the warning sign? Because it became I didn't belong. Because the first thing that happened, we asked God, why me? So when we speak trauma, there's been a lot of trauma in my life, but that was probably not having my kids was one of them. That was probably the first real trauma that punched me in my face. I mean, besides my sister being killed, that didn't bother me too much because I was younger. But when my mother died, there was a little trauma behind that. But then me losing my kids, not me giving up on them, but just losing them for some bullshit, because the system will rob you. The system will rob you without a gun. But that's what happened with me. Sometimes I sit back and I think about those times and I go, damn, did you ever belong here? Did you ever serve a purpose here? Why were you even born? Now, y'all talk about asking tough questions. You got people who ask that. Why was I even born? Why? Why the fuck was I even here? These are the questions that people will ask themselves. And sometimes we will never get an answer because before we could even get a chance to get one, or we think we're going to get one, that person is no longer here. Because there's only so many times that you're going to keep self-medicating yourself and keep asking yourself this question before you push yourself to a point of no return. This is everyday life struggles. For anybody who think it's not real, it's real. Anytime you feel like that, I just feel like I don't belong. Well, I'm here to tell you that you do belong. I belong, you belong. I think we just get to a point where we let our feelings get the best of us. We let how people think. We let how people think get the best of us. That's the biggest problem. We always worried about what somebody got to say about us or how somebody. I've been in plenty of boxing matches where some people, I walked in the gym and might have stand in circles talking about me. I don't give a shit because they're not going to come tell me. I could easily walk out the gym. What would I look like if I walked out the gym and just said, oh my God, every time I look at somebody, they look like they're talking about me. Let me leave. I don't give two shits. I don't care. I can't worry about that because that's not what I'm there for. I'm there to be great. Now, granted, I have my moments. Like I said, I have my moments of do I belong? But that's okay. I'm working with it. Because at some point, I have to keep telling myself, yes, you do belong. And don't let what other people think determine if you belong somewhere or not. We don't need nobody's permission. We don't need a check this out, y'all. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to this. Take this with you. Youngsters, take this with you. I don't care if it's a judge, if it's police, mayor, president, whoever. You don't need nobody's permission in life to be great. That is a gift from God. So when you hear somebody say you're great at what you do, just know, yeah, you putting in the work, but that's a gift from God, and can't nobody take that from you. Hell, you got talented people in prison. Talented people in prison. Murderers, killers. That is a gift from God, and can't nobody take that from you. Only way it can be taken from you is if you don't want nothing to do with it no more. Can't nobody take that from you. Some of our most talented brothers and sisters are in the prison system. As crazy as it sounds, prison ain't the best place to be, but it damn sure ain't stopped them from being talented. There's all types of shit they making in prison. BVO, what's up? Maybe make sure y'all go subscribe to BVO Sports TV. You don't need nobody's permission on this earth to be great. You don't need your mama's permission, your father's permission, your aunt, your grandmother, nobody. Because being great is a gift from God. And as long as you continue to do what you were sent to do, can't nobody take that from you. Now, if you don't want nothing to do with it no more, that's on you. I wouldn't let talent go to waste. I'm good at what I do as a content creator. I may not, hey, everybody might not like what I say. It's okay. You're not supposed to. Because this is not called the Do You Agree With Me podcast. It's called No Duck Zone. That means I ain't ducking shit. Rather, if you agree with it or not. But I'm going to speak my mind, and that's what being a content creator is about. Some people, we don't even see them on YouTube no more. They'll tell you why they're not here no more, but I see that at some point they felt like they didn't belong. I might be wrong. No, Clarence, you might be a little wrong with that. Hey, that's what I feel. Some people felt like they didn't belong. They'll give you every other story about why they're not here anymore, but they felt like they didn't belong. Not I. You ain't running me off nowhere. If I disappeared off of YouTube, it's because, hey, maybe it's some shit I'm going through or something ain't working out. But to make me feel like I don't belong here and I'm doing something great, at least I would like to think I'm doing something great because, like I said, Josh Sanders could be going through something. D Love, you could be going through something. We all are going through something personally, and we need somebody to talk to. Because God forbid, I never want to hear no news that Miss D Love is not here anymore. My brother Josh Sanders is not here anymore. D Free, BVO, any of y'all that I love and support, that shit would eat me alive. So this is why the morning chop ups was created. So when people come over here in the morning, I used to have my mornings when I talk boxing. Josh, no, once in a while I'll do it. But I like to talk to the people here that feels like they don't belong. That might feel like 2025 might just be my last year. Because I can't go on living the way I'm living because I'm being bothered by something that happened to me 25 years ago or something that happened to me 5 years ago. I can't take this shit, and I'm about a second away from losing it. This is why the morning chop ups was created. So all y'all that act like when y'all come through, you should. Yeah, I know, Josh. I try, Josh. I try my. Well, I ain't gonna say try because I don't use the word try anymore. Try is an excuse word. I do it because that's the world I live in. I don't use try anymore. It's either I'm gonna do it or I'm not gonna do it. I don't even do try no more. Try is a lazy word in my opinion. But that's why it was created. So when I tell people my channel is bigger than boxing, people get the wrong idea. Well, who the fuck he think he is? His channel ain't popping like that. You missed what I said because you let it go over your heads, you idiots. I didn't say my channel was the shit. Never said it was better than anybody's. This ain't competition. I'm not in here for competition. You know why? Because it ain't no competition. Because in order for it to be competition, you have to be competing. I'm not competing with no damn body. I didn't become a content creator to compete with somebody. I'm too busy out here trying to do, oh, here I go with that trying. Take that out. I'm too busy out here doing what I got to do to make sure you guys know who amateur fighters are and to talk to people who feel like I'm going through something. So explain to me, where does the competition come in on that? Oh, don't worry, I'll wait. Everybody don't speak at one time. Oh, there's always competition. Yeah, well, if you competing with me, shit, I don't know what you're doing because I'm not responding to you. For it to be competition, you got to compete. Duh. If you compete with me and I don't know about it, that's crazy. Because don't I got to respond? Don't I got to do something to match what you're doing? At least that's what I thought. Somebody correct me when I'm wrong. I don't belong in them type of situations where I'm out here competing. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. No, Doug Zone podcast was created for the people. For the people who need a place to come to kick their shoes off, kick their feet up, sit back, relax, and have no worries. While I'm talking, I want you to sit back. If you're in your house, close your eyes, kick your feet up, have a cup of coffee, a bowl of cereal, grits and eggs, whatever it is. You'll come into a place where it's safe. I'm like the referee Joe Cortez. I'm fair, but I'm firm. And I would never allow anybody to come over here and to make people feel like they don't belong. If you come over here with any kind of thinking you're going to cause a distraction, you don't belong over here, that's why the block button was created. You'll be out of here. Because all my people that come here that want to be here, that they actually love my channel and they want to be here, it's going to be my job to make sure that they stay here. And I'm going to keep them here. Only way is if they don't want to be here no more, then hey, I can't hold you. I don't keep something or someone that don't want to be kept. But as long as my people are subscribed to my channel and they want to come here and be here, it's my job to keep them here. So yes, it won't be boxing conversations all the time. Yes, there's going to be chop-ups about life. If you don't want to hear it, I promise I'm not the only one that's live this morning. There's probably 2 or 3, 4, 5 other channels that's still talking about Canelo and Crawford. If you leave now, you can catch them. Because while you still talking about that past fight, I'm talking about a bigger fight in the world where somebody feel like today is going to be their last day. Because somebody done put them in a position or made them feel like they don't belong. Well, I tell you what, for everybody who feels that way, for everybody who's looking for some type of comfort, or they're looking to be held, or whatever the case may be, this is the right show for you. This is the right place for you. This is why I always say like, share, subscribe. Forget the Cash App. Y'all ain't got to pay attention to that. I keep telling you, that's for people who want to donate to the channel. I'm not tripping off that. You not donating to me is going to make me stop going live. If you think for any second because you don't hit my Cash App, I'll stop going live, what are you, crazy? Then that says I'm all really about the money. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be here going live even if it's 0 people watching. There's 0 people that leave out. I'm not going to end my video because nobody's there, because I know somebody eventually come, or they'll go on the replay and look at it. And if they like it, hey, they'll respond to the video. If not, hey, God bless them. But one thing you will not continue to do, for you people who like to shake and fake with me, or try to make it look like there's something wrong with me, because you know there's a lot of people out there starting the Fuck No Doug Zone campaign. It's okay. God bless y'all. May God be with y'all and your families. That's cool. Just know that the more that you try to piss me off, the more you're motivating me to work, because I belong. No matter what you think, you belong. Everybody belongs. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll be back later on today. Gabriel Fundora fights tomorrow. I'll be coming back to talk about Gabrielle Fundora, the sister of Sebastian Fundora. The weigh-in will probably be a little later on. I'm going to check that out, and then I'll come back with the box to talk with her. As far as tomorrow being live, I don't know. But this morning, you might see me live somewhere. I might get out the door and go somewhere today. Just be on the lookout. You never know. You might see me live again. You might see me on the YouTube short. I don't know. You never know when I'm popping up. But for all my people who feel like they don't belong, well, you do. And don't let anybody tell you that you don't. I love y'all. I always will appreciate y'all. God bless. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.